Here, Susie, you can't take me clock, Radio. I won that fair and square. Dad.
I'm sorry, Reg.
No, you ain't. I want it. You can't take it back.
I thought you'd explained the rules to your granddad.
Look, just leave it, Grandad. Please don't get yourself all wound up.
I want that clock, Radio, and I'm not leaving without it.
We're going to have to ask you to remove your granddad from the studio if he's going to continue being abusive.
Abusive? You ain't seen nothing.
It was lovely to meet you.
I am here. Stop talking to him. Talk to me, you silly woman. What do you think I am? Do I look like some kind of a muppet?
It's my fault, Grandad. It's all been too much for you.
I can decide when I've had too much.
That's it. I'm not sure that you can.
Of course I bloody can.
It's just that, well, since Nana died, I know you've been struggling.
Well, why don't you just say what you mean?
Please, don't get upset with me, Grandad. I try really hard to do my bit.
To do your bit? To carry your little share of the burden?
That isn't what I meant.
That's it. You're trying to finish me off so you can get your hands on me money. Well, you can think again, Charlie boy, 'cause there won't be any. I'm spending it while I've got the chance. I bought £100 worth of lottery tickets last weekend. What about that then, eh, Charlie?
Charles, Grandad. It's Charles, okay? No one else ever calls me Charlie. Every time I see you, I tell you that, but you don't listen. Just because you're old, it doesn't give you the right to be rude.
Of course it does. Believe me, there's nothing else to look forward to.
Well, if it's that bloody awful, why don't you just give up, eh? And give us all a bit of peace? I didn't mean that.
I'm sorry I embarrassed you. I know I'm an old misery.
You've just forgotten about living, Grandad.
I'll tell you something. When I was your age, I felt invincible. Now I feel like I'm clinging onto life by my fingernails. Don't you bloody tell me that I've forgotten about living. It's you lot. You can't see anything properly, feel anything properly. So what if bits of me body have forgotten what their jobs are? I've had more of a life than you will ever know, and you should bloody well show me some respect.
How can you say that, Grandad? How can you even think that I don't respect you?
There are plenty of things you don't know about me, Sonny. I won a tennis trophy when I was 8. I broke my arm sledging when I was 11. I stole a muffin once from Mr. Henderson's shop on the corner. I got a belting so hard I couldn't sit down for a week. In my entire married life, I never once lied to my wife. In 1944, my best friend, Freddie Russell, got both his legs blown clean off right in front of me. Lots of boys came home from the war like that, but he never made it. No one made me laugh like Freddie. After your dad and Greg were born, we had a little baby girl that died. Michelle. I could have lost your nana and all. It was a very difficult time. Since my wedding night, 12th of June 1943, I only ever spent 3 nights away from my Lillian. And I could tell you exactly which 3 nights if he had me memoirs with me. 3 nights! Till she passed away. 60 years we spent together, and every day felt like the first we met. From the moment I buried her, every day feels like a bloody lifetime.
I know it's hard, Grandad.
I don't need your pity.
No. But you do need my help. Maybe I could go with you, to the doctors.
For what? So they can tell you that I've lost it? Well, I haven't.
Charlie,
Sorry. Glad I caught you, actually. I wanted to have a chat with you.
did I leave the door on the latch?
No, I had a key cut. I just thought it'd make things easier, you know.
Tea?
No thanks. I wanted to ask you, do you think Grandad's going downhill?
He has his ups and downs, but he's fine most days.
Yeah, but he does get confused. He's doing crazy things. He spent £100 on lottery tickets. I mean, that's ridiculous when his roof needs fixing.
I agree, it's not the most sensible decision he's ever made, but it's his money.
With the roof tiles and the leak in the back bedroom, I think I'm going to have to get him a quote for the work. I'm going to take him down to the post office, see what he's got in his account, and just get that sorted, I think.
He has been putting a bucket under that leak, and he's been changing it, I've checked. Have you spoken to your granddad about this?
Oh, you know what he can be like. He left the fire on again the other night, and when I mentioned it to him, he just went off on one. I'm just concerned about his safety, that's all.
I know, love. We all are, but he can make his own decisions. He should be consulted. It's him you should be speaking to, really, not me.
This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. His bills are through the roof. I mean, where's the money going to come from for this, eh?
Sorry, love, but I don't think you should be opening his post. He can deal with his own bills.
Can he?
We've got quite a good little system going, actually. I pop him in his letter rack and he knows he has to deal with them, and I will remind him, like I always do on Tuesdays.
Well, I'm just trying to make things easier.
You've got his best interests at heart, but you're assuming he can't manage his own affairs.
He does forget things, though.
Forgetting he's got a bill. It doesn't mean he hasn't got the capacity to know that it needs paying. Well, that's where we can help. We can remind him.
Is it a crime to care for him these days?
No, love, of course not. But you can't keep making decisions for him when he might be able to make them for himself. That is against the law. We have to be there to support him, encourage him to make the right decisions for him.
Well, I wouldn't want him to think I was interfering. Maybe I shouldn't have had this key cut.
You really should speak to your granddad about this. It's his life.